The Celestial Steed is there.
I've got that now.
I think that was retired from the store, wasn't it?
Was it?
I think it was retired from the store.
Yeah.
But I'd imagine that any mounts that have been retired will be pretty freaking eligible for this. We've got Garlock, a pet. So there you go for the pet battlers. Now,
It's pretty nice.
you got this. Pretty nice. And it's them actually just getting ready to, have more low-key transmogs in. Sort of thing where they probably have this issue, right? It's like, hey, you go kill a big raid boss. Here's a default pirate kit. It's not going to feel good. So this is a nice way for them. Like, even if they don't have the content made to give you the reward, they can still, they can still actually have that be there in the game. So that was $650. It's a little bit pricey for what it is, but overall, I think a nice piece to have. $75 for this war cloak. Color's fun.
Yeah, there's a little bit of, I think, Blizzard need to be careful with how they strategize this in the short term. I think once people get more tenders over a couple of months, it'll be fine. But they need to be careful about how they mix and match the available amount of things. Because if you have, like, say you buy the stage like 900, they buy something for a couple hundred, and like, oh, I've like 60 or like 50 left, I can't get the 75 cloak. I think that was just a very small thought I had, and it's like, I hope they are intentionally putting prices there instead of just kind of going, we feel it's about that. Because I think people, especially for the first month and second month likely, will be super hardcore about like, oh, I need to split this up in a spreadsheet, what I'm getting versus what I'll save for next month. So I think that's where you run into a couple problems, but
For sure.
cloak is nice. Like,
Right, then we've got these two. And I think these are really nice. So
I
this scarf,
immediately yoinked that 100%.
yeah, scarf, massive thumbs up. This also massive thumbs up. I mean, imagine a headpiece where your character still plausibly has some hair knocking around. Isn't that mad?
Yeah.
So overall, I think those are great. There are actually some recolors that exist within the game files. Maybe we'll get those someday. We've got what is reportedly a bandolier.
That's not what a bandolier is at all.
So, yes, imagine you're like, I need to get something conveniently from my bandolier.
Yeah.
Shit. So, yeah. But that being said, I do understand the technical limitation. This goes in the back slot. And for something to put on the back slot of my new rogue, what is to come, named in honor of the jailer's final words, very happy to have these exist. And I've already seen some really cool mogs. One of the things, like, having creativity with the back slot, I think is really great, because sometimes you just don't want a cloak in your character. Like, could you imagine being a rogue sneaking around with this big fucking humongous cloak behind you? But then a backpack doesn't make sense. So something kind of is more like some tactical gear. I think it's pretty good.
Just needs to be, I think, maybe a little bit more understated in future, because it is.
Yeah, fair.
And especially because I saw, I don't know if the tweet's in here, but I did see people discussing it as like a big pillow that's on your back, especially if you're like one of the hunchbacks, like a worgen or a orc, and it's just this massive thing protruding off your back. You're like, that's not what that's supposed to be. But
Sometimes scaling can be tricky. I mean,
yes, and also shapes for
human
bend over and stuff.
Is it just me, or is human female head armor scaling insane?
Human female everything scaling is insane. I think the only bigger weapons are on Blood Elf females. If you're a human female warrior, the two-hander, like having two 200s, is utterly unhinged. It is just, why are your swords literally bigger than you?
I think I might make my night elf or my human a priest.
Priest to human? Human priest?
Sorry, my priest a night elf. I think that's the move.
Yeah, because first of all,
Shadow Meld.
Night Elf's the best. Second, Shadow Meld, just, oh, what's that? I'm in combat, because this game is from 2004. Button, sort of. Fantastic.
Yep, so we got this flower thing for your hand. That's very nice.
Which is a recolor of the Memory of Isera. So I don't
yes.
want it. You can get a version of it from a quest instead.
We have this lovely fetid bouquet. So for somebody who wants to be a, zombie goth.
Fetid bucket.
Fatted bucket. Yep. We've then got a simple hammer. I really appreciate there just being a simple hammer, actually. I just think it's good to have, like, the simple things, but at a decent level of quality, which we don't always end up getting, because the simple things end up being, like, 3 polys. We got this Firelord Mace.
Sure, the Firelord.
Oh, shit. Flail, even, yeah. And yes, I'm obviously getting that one. Then, this is a good example of where there's this, and then there's this bow, where these, it's like older colors of things we haven't been able to get before. makes perfect sense as a reward from this. Then the previewing of things in-game is really nice.
Very characterful.
Now, these I will say, I really, really like how, these are like showcasing things.
They're very good.
But they're also completely terrifying.
Very uncanny.
They are so uncanny. The reason why is, so Blizzard wants to be able to, because these are just player character models, right, in the normal poses. And, it's just a retexture job. So that's why they look too real. But what this does do is it means that Blizzard can very easily apply any bit of equipped gear to them because they're just player characters. So if you've been wondering just why do these look a bit uncanny, it's actually them being pretty smart with how they use their assets. So there you go.
Yeah, it is just also terrifying in the same sense that
Christopher Eccleston, Doctor Who, episode 1, where all of the mannequins from like the shop come alive and like kill people.
You're a nerd.
Oh, it's true.
But yeah, I know it is. It's full Uncanny Valley tier. Like, are those people that have been turned into like wooden displays by the people who are running this trading post? That's kind of creepy.
That's totally
but that would be cool lore. Although it wouldn't. It would make more sense if the trading post is more ethereal in nature. That would be a cool place to go. Because obviously they have the Brawlers Guild having weird stuff happening. That's almost like a sub story to it. So I think it'd be nice to do that. I think because ID2K says NPC should meme about how weird the displays are. That'd be a fun little story.
Yeah.
It'd be nice. Maybe.
So get that would be cool.
Yeah, considering how much effort they're putting into displaying this and like narratively framing it all correctly, which is honestly genuinely fantastic. And it's clearly the whole thing we're noticing the trend of there being very, very capable of putting a ton of effort. A couple of things we'll get into later for that as well, like the orc priests that people have been raving over. But it's clearly like they have the time and energy to do things right now, which I think is very, very good. Very, very good.
Yeah.